Quillen, that's the first time we've seen it banned.
Yeah, well, after the last game, if you were paying attention, I think I'd agree. If you can let the Quillen get out ahead, you will lose the game.
And basic would be on the Quillen there. Obviously, he's one of the best junglers, so certainly something to keep your eye on.
Removal of Nacroth, something we've actually seen a fair bit. Normally, we justify it as being targeted at someone. Do you feel it's targeted here?
Well, we haven't seen a ton of Just4Fun. And if memory serves, I don't think that we saw Nacroth from them in the qualifiers. So this is just a lot of homework done from BMG, or perhaps they just have a specific strategy against it. But finally seeing the more normal bans coming through. Richter, Sephra out.
Yep. This means our first picks can come out. Annette, who's risen to the top of the character pool in that support capacity for their role as a lightweight CC machine. MTS, is this really a Superman on your first outing?
Yeah, MTS is kind of a Superman. Okay, never mind. This is why we don't predict.
Yeah.
That's why I was a bit interested in that pick, because that means either TH was going to be on it or they're going to switch lanes, essentially. But Tulin comes out, Lindis comes out. First time, one of the first times we've seen Lindis in the actual draft. Yeah,
we'll have to see if the Tulin is as effective as many people have been theorizing it is. The major reason Tulin's come into meta is because of the slight buffs that he received, but you still think he falls off late game.
Right. Not quite as much because he has that extra range. He's able to do that damage from farther away using that electric shock, which has been buffed. So that is why they're prioritizing.
Oh, yes. Okay, so lightweight over on Just4Fun. They want to stay quick, they want to stay mobile, rely on the CC from Annette. The answer from BMGaming is, you want CC? Well, here are the characters that literally doesn't work on. Yabenith, Malik, the tanky front line. Now Just4Fun need to consider, do they want the extra tank of someone like a Crash to take that front line? Or they could just actually double down with the Zephyr's Crash. They have two frontliners now.
I don't like the Crash, TJ. And I'll tell you why. Because Yabenith is a bit of a soft counter, maybe even a hard counter to Crash. The reason why is because the Metamorphosis comes in and you just pop Nature's Realm and they cannot engage onto you.
And the Nature's Realm gives you CC immunity, meaning that you can't be pushed, you can't be stunned. So if the Nature's Realm is active, the Crash is useless.
Right. Well, more importantly than the CC, that CC immunity that comes out of that, is the slow on the entire team. So as the entire team approaches, they're walking in quicksand.
They're also playing it into Hoon's, or shouldn't be Hoon's, into Basics Lindis, which will provide perfect sustained damage. Lindis is the premier tank killer in the game currently.
Now, why is Lindis here? Let me ask you this. Lindis, we've done 5 best of 2s prior today across all of our regions, and Lindis has been banned in every game except for the ones between Geo and Pain. And when Lindis wasn't banned there, they weren't picked either. So why is Lindis getting banned so much, and yet when Geo and Pain had a chance to use them, they didn't? Why? What's going on with Lindis here?
That's an issue with Geo and Pain, I think,
right.
Because Lindis is one of the strongest heroes in the game right now, one of the top 3 junglers in the game, and I think this is just one of the side effects of having an extremely strong team like BMGaming, where you put the fear of multiple heroes on the side of Just4Fun, and that forces them to ban things that aren't the best heroes in the game.
Yeah, and the Lindis is so powerful because she's the perfect sustained damage. You can play her from the jungle, you can get her leveled up, she has the mobility to disengage from any fights that aren't going her way, and she can stay in the fights as long as she needs to at the perfect range with that mobility and lay out consistent damage in the way no other marksman can. Sure, Telenos is close, but Lindis is better.
We're going to see what Lindis can do. We're going to see what BMGaming can do. And Just4Fun, welcome to the Valor series.
Game number 1 for BMGaming in their official Valor series show. But like you're implying, Matt, it's definitely not the first time for these players.
Well, one hero I'm looking at throughout this game is Hoon, widely considered the best mage in North America, and I would agree.
Fighting words. Hoon definitely in the contention. Him and Casey Fox, I think, leading the way.
Yeah, those two are definitely up there. I'm putting my money with Hoon at the moment. He has been with Toxic before on not the best teams, but I think he's going to prove himself this time.
You want to tell Casey?
Tell Casey to tell Hoon.
Nice. Mid lane control goes to BMGaming as they bring in Triumph for a little bit extra clear to leverage Hoon in that early game. TH down in bot. They did swap
Yeah.
it around. MTS's Superman taking this off lane again.
Yeah, apparently that takes priority because MTS's Superman has been quite the spectacle over the course of his career. So gonna put TH on the Malik instead, and TH being as talented as he is can handle it probably.
That's what the TH stands for.
Huh?
Talented.
Talent. Okay.
Mid lane will
Wow.
come through. Silence and Secret need to play back underneath the tower. And with recent changes, that means they're losing a lot of farm, and the pressure comes through even further. Secret
Oh.
cannot get to safety. It will be the kill secured by Basic. A dive in
Vicky.
for Vicky. Might be able to get revenge. There's one player to fall, and make that two. Drive for Basic, both down in trade. It's 3 for 2 in favor of Just for Fun in the early game.
Slight
Oh.
boom. MTS says we're not done here and takes out one more, but that was a slight error there from Triumph, not believing that Basic had the final shot to take him out. Went too deep under the tower, and he paid for it with his life as well.
And MTS, like you said, decided that that kill line didn't really favor him, so he changed it.
Yeah, 3v3 looks better than 2v3.
So, BMGaming don't actually lose anything from that whole exchange. I'd say they arguably walk out better ahead because they seem better at controlling the map because of it. Now they'll bring their entire team down to bear on the bot lane. Secret, though, does catch an eye of it, does catch wind. They'll back out as quick as they can, but look at the speed Basic has the chase. CH there with the cleave. It's an excellent little play. And they do have big damage and control around Abyssal.
Look how quickly Hoon can rotate over to provide that damage in order to get in the bottom lane, but here comes the Abyssal.
Shock will go through on the Abyssal. TH to stall. Vicky dives in, steals away the Dragon for Just for Fun. A big damage through as well. They do get Vicky low, but they can't find a kill, and TH has
Basic.
fallen. Who's here to chase? Secret will go down. That's a good pick, as Tony also fell. It's a double kill, with Secret claiming both.
Silence with the unpredictable getting out of there and getting the extra damage. Both landed on Hoon and finished him off, and this is not the start we expected. The Cinderella story is making it happen, DJ.
Absolutely beautiful as a team fight for Just for Fun. They hold on and they steal the Dragon, and they do get a whole bunch of their own clear as well. No major invades from BMGaming.
3.5 minutes into this game, and Just for Fun has the definite lead here. Can they keep this up, or can BMGaming just reverse this as they expect them to do? But this is great play from Just for Fun thus far.
If this goes long, who do you favor? Because I don't think BMGaming has it for clear.
It's pretty close, actually. They have
Yeah.
Lindis. The Tulin isn't really a late game hero, although he's better lately because of that buff. That said, neither Valheim doesn't really either. Zephys will be fine throughout the game. Liliana is basically it's the Liliana versus the Lindis. I do like the Lindis a bit better though.
Yeah, I definitely do side with the Lindis, but I think Lindis historically was considered one of the characters that fell off the most. That was the major mark against Lindis.
Until players got better at her, in my
players got
opinion.
better. Tony Wright will be falling off pretty soon, around the 7-10 minute mark. That Valheim will stop being an effective source of damage.
Right, until then, though, he's going to be hyper farm, which will help him more than it will help TH, because TH will have the defense throughout the game. It won't be as powerful for them. Oh, but Vicky comes in.
Nicely done. An easy
Oh!
pickup. Metamorphosis as well, but Triumph stalls up the entire fight. There's the Thunderbird through. Silence goes down to MTS. Triumph will be stalled out. It is only Basic to fall despite the low HP on Hoon.
So much control coming out from Just for Fun with the Metamorphosis, with the Hurricane Wall, just pushing them, ping-ponging them around.
Abyssal Dragon will be picked up, though. TH needs to steal if he wants to turn it back, and Just for Fun have turned a 1-1 trade into a definite gold advantage in their favor.
Yeah, they definitely won that fight earlier, even though it was a 1-for-1, because they came out of there with the health bars. They were able to rotate directly over to the Abyssal Dragon, but TJ, I got to point out once more the CC effects that they have there. Just the Metamorphosis and the Hurricane Wall just pushing them around.
And you did see Triumph able to ignore a lot of it with the Nature's Realm, but he wasn't able to keep Hoon. He wasn't able to keep the rest of the team out from the effects.
And that is something that is going to be a major point of contention because of all the dashes coming out from Just for Fun. They're able to get in there and deal their damage.
Just for Fun, will rotate a lot of their players down towards the bottom lane now, and they've caught BMGaming kind of extended into the enemy jungle. If they know exactly how many players are here, this could be a major opening.
And they're trying to push down into the bottom lane is BMGaming, but unable to find anything. Trying to go for a bush party, but looks like Just for Fun is privy to that.
Yeah, aware of the threat. Not being able to defend their tower, though. BMGaming have successfully bullied them out from a standard defensive position. They'll get a lot of tower damage in for free. This could actually be a lot worse than I thought.
So all of a sudden, just for fun, even though they had the lead for a little bit there, BMGaming coming back and not only tying it up, but actually taking the gold lead here. And that just goes to show how great they are at that macro focus style.
Yeah, and just for fun, the team that was renowned for their split push during the qualifiers seems a little lackluster here. Especially as Triumph now goes in. That's a lot of damage potentially offered down in the bot lane towards Tony Wright. He'll back out now, dodging past Triumph, walking away with a lead in the 1-1.
Tony Wright knows what he's doing, just a casual 1v2 there. He pushes away TH while he's at it, but with 4 members rotating down, that possibly is an opportunity up mid here for Hoon to start pushing on this tower.
Yeah, they're rotating a bit early for the Abyssal, a sign of them as a newer team, as they will lose some of the efficiency on the map, have to rotate back up to save mid lane.
That said, they are being proactive in their game, and I like the aggression coming out for them, not being pushed around.
Shot comes through. Tony Wright caught out. That could be a massive opening kill as the slow comes through. Triumph has the final blow. Vicky will dive in. Does some damage on Basic, but not TH, and he'll be whittled away and slain. Hoon's got the damage up as well. There's no way to turn this fight as Just for Fun have finally fallen around the Abyssal Dragon. Silence cannot flee either. It is only Zayn alive.
This is the first time they've seen Just for Fun's aggression work against them. The first time they've seen the Nature's Realm work to push them out of their comfort zone, because Vicky, trying to go in on the backline, just gets run around in circles by Basic, who's able to take him out.
And the second Vicky spent their death from above and what didn't land it on anyone, I knew that fight was over.
Yeah, it was a desperation death from above. He wanted to avenge the death for Valheim, but couldn't quite get there.
And the reason they weren't in range of anything was Triumph. You talked about the Ubanith in the pre-game. I'll give you credit for calling it. Triumph had a great little support out there.
Pushed them away, made them walk through that quicksand, and made it so difficult for them. But now he's in a little bit of trouble. Can TH help him out?
I don't think they quite have the damage. Defensive shock out. Does tag Tony again. That's been a bit dangerous for him to pass, particularly as Hoon now arrives. The trade even.
BMGaming, very advanced position here, but they're not going to go for it quite yet. Basic just kind of flitting in and out as Lindis do, trying that damage. Zayn, hello.
Metamorphosis does catch Triumph. That wouldn't be my target, though. Instead, he shifts to Hoon, doing decent damage. Triumph now with the Nature's Realm.
Oh.
That's big damage. A massive scoop. Sacred's gone. That will be the only kill found as Triumph extends
One more
deep.
thief.
Hoon gets 2 more, 3 more. Just for Fun are decimated, and TH dies behind the high ground tower. Surely not. It will claim his life, but only after a triple kill.
One more for TH here. Worth gets the triple kill, but follow. That's perfectly fine for him as they are pushing into the towers.
Did we mention TH plays aggressive?
Just a little bit. Just into the base, into the high ground side of Just for Fun, and all these towers are falling.
1 high ground, 2 high grounds. BMGaming have claimed the game.
Turning into the count here coming up from BMGaming. They're taking high grounds at will. Count them up on their side. But BMGaming, I want to talk about that fight though. They just had so much control in that between the Nature's Realm and then the branching out, just pushing everyone into one little nice package for TH to come in with the devastating cleaves one after another.
And it was so good because TH is built a little bit more aggressive, so we could finally see that come through with Frost Cape coming out.
Frost Cape slows them down, keeps them in that spot for them to get that off. Looks like Odin's will coming out from Superman so that he can get even faster. Every time he gets damaged, he gains some movement speed. That helps with his fight mode.
It's a Dragon up. If BMGaming get this, it is all but over. And they will. No contest coming out. That means they can take one final team fight and they're guaranteed to win.
I'm curious if they go for the Dark Slayer here using that Abyssal
What
buff.
is this, LATAM?
No, well, they can. The Dark Slayer, the Drake is better at pushing towers, and they can use the buff to zone out the members of Just for Fun.
15-8 at 10 minutes. Come on, you're not LATAM. Just end the game. Triumph
Okay,
will
fine.
come through on the
Fine,
sideline.
if you insist, says BMGaming here.
Got the tower. They've got Just for Fun pushed back. Just for Fun did put up a performance, did make the early game look very good.
Shock.
Now, though, the numbers add up against them as the shock comes through. Secret does have the stall. This is actually quite a good team fight for Just for Fun, but they can't quite finish the kills, and they're cleaned up. It will be a decimated front line now. Only Tony to survive. He's gone as well, and the super minions arrive in the mid lane. BMGaming arrive on the North American scene with a 1-0 over Just for Fun.
Triumph tells Just for Fun, take this ride with me, get on my train, and get out of here as we take you all down with that Redwood Rush. Beautiful play at the end there. BMGaming showing from the mid-game on why they're the top team in North America.
Oh, we're calling them the top team in North America.
That's what they say.
Hedging
Yeah,
is back.
I mean, they can certainly lay at least one hand on that name. On the other side of the imaginary trophy that I've created for the title of this, which doesn't actually exist, you know, Pride are on the other side of that going, yeah, we'd like this imaginary trophy as well.
Coming out of the qualifiers, it was BMGaming with the most points. So they tentatively hold on to it.
Yeah, top of our seeds in terms of this series. Yeah, okay, but after the end of today, they'll be tied at the top. Unless Just for Fun can take this back to a 1-all, and it felt more, for a lot of that, it felt like a closer game than it ended up.
Right.
They were playing for more than just fun. There were a lot of really good team fights early on. They took away the first two Abyssals, I think. That's not bad at all against a team as good as BMGaming.
Every other underdog today, when it seemed like they were keeping it close, that was all they were doing. They were just keeping it close. Just for Fun actually had a lead. They were actually taking it to them. That's the first time we've seen an underdog do that. That gives them a lot of hope, and honestly, makes me feel better for them than the other underdog we saw today from NA in Minority.
Yeah, Just for Fun, though, it felt like they gained the lead and then weren't able to do enough with it. And that was where I think they slipped up.
Right. You can tell they're really training hard for this. They have lots of ideas, lots of concepts in mind. They're studying the top teams. Their early game felt like they were a top team. I almost got caught up in it. Like, I felt like we weren't watching.
You believed.
Yeah, it felt like we weren't watching two separate teams here. Look at this fight. They're doing amazingly. Vicky getting these kills. Unfortunately, once the game went on, they didn't have the experience to finish out the game like a top team would.
The one that I called out was the rotate down to the Abyssal a little bit early. The second I saw that, I knew that kind of their short pulling was maybe getting caught up in the fact that they were winning a game. Against a team as good as BMGaming, we saw Just for Fun rotate down for the Abyssal early, lose lane and mid, and actually lose most of their tower HP. And it was just mistakes like that that demonstrated they were a bit fresher-faced than they had initially shown themselves to be.
Right. Clean. This fight was just amazing. First, MTS scoops them up, and then Triumph with the Redwood Rush coming in, and the Brownching out, and TH with the multiple cleaves coming in, and says, I'm going to finish this off. And this was actually a big trade here. Even though he ended up dying, the fact that he took out all of the wave clear from their side means they got all the high ground towers.
And as we've seen many times today, once you have one or two high grounds, it is almost impossible to turn.
Triumph. Look at this from Triumph, just pushing him out from other tower.
Well, particularly when your opposition haven't yet taken a tower.
Yeah.
I mean, we can praise Just for Fun up. I think there was great work there, and they did have a lead for a bit, but there weren't any towers coming down.
No. And that's something I was surprised by, because Just for Fun, like we were talking about, we're such a rampant split push team during the qualifiers. For them not to get a single tower here, despite being in comfortable lead during the early game, was a little bit shocking, to be frank.
Now, how has Crest got nothing for participation?
Ooh.
He wasn't part of any of the kills, and that's kind of what we're talking about.
He was side lane. That wasn't the...
7.4% damage as well.
That's not the best.
That's not doing it.
No. Not quite. But Tony Wright, that was the person that I highlighted earlier. 32.8% damage on Valheim. Maybe if that was a Wisp, they would have gotten even more.
Ooh, yeah. A bit of a weird pick in the Valheim.
I think they're wasting his potential because he can do a lot more on a more damagey hero that can scale. I think that Just for Fun had a very clean first few minutes, and then they just didn't have the experience of the top teams to ride it out from there.
Yeah.
I'd like to highlight Triumph, though, ending the game with 18 assists.
Oh my goodness.
18 assists, man.
And I think he had 19 participations on the previous screen as well.
Yeah.
He's basically all of it involved in hurting a bit of everyone.